Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is SoulStar. Today I've been guided to do an energy message reading from the Divine Masculine Collective to us beautiful Divine Feminines. Now I know, as I'm sure you guys have seen, my last few readings have been, the energies have just been horrendous, and I cried and cried and cried in those readings. Now I know the energies don't change very quickly, and these are a lot of the same energies that the masculine collective are going through, but there are some changes, and I know that some of us divine feminines are in certain places where we really do want that daily guidance until we, fully come into that trust and knowing. And I was guided to do this reading today, so even though it's quite heavy energy to start with, let's get into these energy messages. Now I've meditated over these cards for probably about half an hour now. And I pulled some more of the mood cards. I know last time I said I'd link it in the description. I tried to, and I forgot to do it when I was adding in all my other information. But by the time you're seeing this video, the link for the mood cards, these mood cards, are down in the description below, as well as in the first video that I said I would do it in, which I think is the Divine Feminine being affected by the Divine Masculine's Tower moment. Okay, so let's get into these readings now. I haven't moved the cards since they, the mood cards, since they landed, because they landed on specific cards, so I'm going to try and keep it where it's at. Once again, Divine Masculine, this beautiful solar plexus candle is shining bright for you, beautiful people, so you can keep healing those wounds. Yeah, the energy in this card is heavy. I'm going to try my best not to cry this time, but I've meditated for a while, so I feel like I'm in a more balanced place, so I won't be crying over the cards this time. We'll see. Now, crying over spilt milk. It's still the same energy for a lot of these divine masculines, where they're only focusing on the bad. They're only focusing on all the heartache, all the crying, all the suffering. They're not noticing still they have these two cups right behind them full of all this love and abundance, but everything happens in divine timing. So a lot of these masculines are still catching up with us divine feminines, and it's like some of the energy, it feels like, when it's obviously from your intuition that you're going into a either scary situation or a situation that is going to be heavy. Like, for example, you unfortunately have the experience of somebody close dying, passing away. Oh, see, I can feel the tears. Transforming, however you want to put it. And that feeling you get when you're going to their funeral, you're going to say goodbye, you're paying your respects, etc., etc., but you already feel the build-up of all of that heavy energy. It's like for a lot of the divine masculines and us divine feminines who have been affected by these energies from our counterparts, it's like a lot of the energies have felt like it's almost the prep energy, the prep work to get them to this point, because they really have to fall as hard as us divine feminines have fallen. They really have to hurt as much as we've hurt, and it's like we've all been hurting for such a long time, but it's when you go into the depth of darkness, of the despair of your soul, that's when you finally can crawl out and see the light. So as I said, obviously we know that a lot of these divine masculines have been resisting, which has just made it harder, because they didn't want to surrender. Some of them still don't want to surrender to all of this reflection, this pain, this hurt, just like overwhelming them, because a lot of the divine masculines have been saying, it's too much, I don't want to deal with this, it's too much, I'm walking away, I don't want to deal with it, it's too much. Just like some of us divine feminines were saying before. Oh, But trust me, this isn't just focusing on all the sadness. It's like it feels like the prep work. It feels like the prep work to get them to the point of alchemy, like the 0 point where they actually have the full transformation and rebirth. And again, seems to be coming up in all of these divine masculine reads. 5 of Pentacles. And now I said, I think it was last week, that I could feel the pain of the divine masculines, not only feeling completely and utterly broken inside, but also feeling left out, even though I know that can be a trigger from a lot of the divine feminines. Like, what do you mean they feel left out when they're the ones who left? Because trust me, honey, that's what I used to say, but that's just from our ego. That's just from our ego. But no, these divine masculines are really feeling left out in the cold. And they know that they've done it to themselves. They know they've done it to us divine feminines. They know they've done it to so many people that they're close to in their lives. But this time it really feels like it's not just about us divine feminines. It's not just about the union in the 3D, the physical romance. It's like I can feel so many of these divine masculines really feeling their inner child being broken, and realizing that their inner child's been broken for so long, and that they have been left out in the cold for so long, for years, and they've always had to suppress all this sadness, all this hurt, because they've never been allowed to say it out loud, because people would judge them as the masculines. I literally just see some of these divine masculines literally just like sitting in a corner crying to themselves, like just wondering, like, why do I feel so lost? Why have I always felt so alone? Why was I hurt for so long? Why have I been hurt as a child? Why have I had this experience? Like, I can literally just see them like cowering in a corner, like this innocent child that's broken. Oh my gosh, wow. I'm sending all my love to you, divine masculines. Oh, and the worried card came out on top of 7 of Swords. Anxious and uneasy, scared and concerned, worried. How much time in the day do you spend worrying, divine masculines? What specifically are you worried about? How does worrying affect you? Can you do anything about the situation that will help? How do you relax and switch off your thoughts? And the affirmation is, in this present moment, I am calm and all is well. I have experience to guide me. The answers are within. This is what I'm saying. They really have to go through the depth of their darkness, just like a lot of us divine feminines have, because it's the only way they're going to actually be able to save themselves, to save their inner child, to save their happiness, to actually see the light. Sometimes we do so much work and we go through so much heavy stuff, and we keep thinking, when is it my time to have abundance? When is it my time to have something good in my life? Why am I not worthy of happiness? And it's not that. That's just the ego protecting us. When in reality, it's our heart, our soul crying out for us to actually nurture ourselves, look at ourselves, heal ourselves. Don't just continue trying to avoid all these wounds from our childhood, all these wounds from people that we've had in our 20s, even in high school, and we realize, oh my gosh, I only suffered through that experience because of this thing that happened when I was 5 years old, and if only I had been able to heal it then, I wouldn't have suffered through half of the stuff I've gone through. And they're still battling. I know for some of the divine masculines, they have been fearing reaching out to the divine feminines because they've been thinking so much about how they've treated us, and still feeling unworthy, still feeling like they still got this battle going on in their head. Their ego is still trying to resist. Some of these divine masculines are still trying to resist surrendering fully to the whole journey, the pain, the abundance, the love, the reflection. It's just like, I just keep hearing it's too much, it's too much, it's too much, it's too much. They just want to walk away and close the chapter, but everything around them, everything in their being is like, no, you got to face your demons. You have to finally face your demons. This is your time. You can't keep suppressing it. And it's just like they're going round and round in circles in their head. Why am I still thinking about this person? Why does this still hurt? Why is this coming up and I haven't thought about it in 10, 20 years? Why do I feel so broken more than before? I thought I walked away from all this pain. Why is this pain still here? They're literally driving themselves crazy. And I know us divine feminines have felt that so intensely. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh, I didn't even remember what card it was. The confused card came out mostly on top of the Eight of Cups. Oh gosh, wow. You divine masculines are really still going through this tower moment. Confused. What are you confused about? Have you communicated with your thoughts to those involved? Divine masculines, I know you are suffering. Trust me. Us divine feminines, we know. We know. But please, you have to understand that communication really is key. Communication with yourself, with your soul, with your heart. Following your intuition. Stop letting your ego dictate your emotions. Communication with the people involved, your divine feminines. Any of these other people in your life who have taken you for granted. These people that have hurt you and you've suppressed it and you've never stood up for yourself. You've never stood your ground. You've never spoken your truth. You have to speak your truth now. It is time for you to speak your truth, divine masculines, to yourself and everyone involved. I'm sorry, I know it sounds like I'm preaching, but I'm just hearing this so loudly. You have to finally start speaking your truth, divine feminines and divine masculines. Because as within, so without. I know us divine feminines have also been suppressing so much of our truth. But all of us, it's not just the divine masculines, we all have to start speaking our truth. And I mean, it's blue, it's the throat chakra. I mean, come on, hello, divine masculines, you need to start talking. You need to start talking to yourself honestly. Look in the mirror. What do you honestly feel? Why do you feel this way? What's still hurting you? What's still got a hold over you? What is actually in your heart? What do you think it all means? I'm laughing because I don't want to cry. The affirmation is, I switch off from confusion and I float into relaxation. All will be clear in time. It really will. I promise you, it really will be all clear in time. But you have to start speaking your truth, divine masculines. Like, you really can't keep suppressing it, because you are only going to continue hurting yourself. Oh my goodness. Every time I see this card, I still keep hearing, I'm walking away from the troubles in my life. And it's just like, come on. I know us divine feminines are just thinking, wake up, wake up. But we can't force people to get on the same path that we're on, because everyone has their own journey. And trust me, these divine masculines are feeling everything that we've been feeling. They really are. Because so many of these divine masculines, they're still resisting. They're still saying it's too much. They're still trying to do the cliche thing of walking away, pretending nothing's wrong, focusing on money and obtaining new job and location and all the physical success things that cliche masculines do. And they know it's not working, but they're still trying to do it anyway because it's too much. The pain is too much. Their own reflection is too much. Their inner child wounds, their past wounds are too much. All this past life regression that we've been going through, all these visions, these dreams, this knowing is so much because we're clearing out heartbreak from this life and so many other lives. So many other lives that us as twin flames have been through. All the heartache from all the times we've been together. They don't even want to look at their own reflection. Look at the reflection of the sun. You see how sad the moon is right now? It's still too much for some of them. It really is. But they're gonna get to that point where a lot of us divine feminines got to, and we realize, you know what, I don't want to suffer like this anymore. I know I am actually worthy of happiness and love. I know that's what I want. I have to actually finally start addressing these things. As much as it's painful, I need to start purging. I need to clear out my karma, my blockages. And this will lead to that for these divine masculines. They will get to that point. Just a lot of them have taken way longer to get there because they have resisted so heavily. Because so many of them have thought, oh, this is just an ordinary relationship that went awry and I can just walk away and be on with my merry life. And it's like, no. You just can't forget me like that because we are twin flames. But trust me, they're going to go through that phase. Queen of Swords energy. Oh my gosh. I mean, this is just like, this just reminds me of Missy from Saltwater Tarot. And Aquarians, hi fellow Aquarians, we do like to get in the Queen of Swords energy sometimes where we just snap, cut everything off, cut everyone off. That is just like, no, your negative vibes, no, don't want to hear it, no. And I feel like the divine masculines, as I've been saying for the last few days, they're going through all this. They're going to start to realize their inner worth just like we have. And they're going to start standing their ground. They're going to start cutting out people that just don't serve them. Cutting out situations that no longer serve them. Karmic work situations. But so many of these divine masculines have been at work situations where they absolutely hated work. It sucked the soul out of them. But they've continued to do it because they have to make money and they have to have a really nice car and they have to have a really nice place and they have to look like this to the outside world because the mask is so important. And it's like, no, your mask is coming down. You are finally going to be your authentic self. Your walls are breaking down. Us divine feminists try to break your walls down so much. But Spirit had other plans. So now you're breaking down your walls yourself. Oh my gosh. But I feel like they're going to start cutting out so much of the negative talk that they have with themselves because they're just going to know this isn't helping me. This isn't helping me. Me thinking all these negative thoughts, me looking at the world in such a crazy way, me looking at the world like, oh my gosh, everything's gloomy, everything's dark, nothing's worth it. I'm just me, myself and I'm just going to get money and I'm just going to go and get a nice place and I'll be fine. I don't care about this person anymore. I can't care. I'll be over it soon. And it's like, no, you won't. You realise that. Your soul knows that. It's been crying out to you for so long. And now you're finally going to start cutting out that horrible communication that you have with yourself. The horrible communication that you've had with outsiders. Still putting up with people's just bull. Like, you're not going to put up with people's crap anymore. You're not going to put up with all these horrible karmic situations. You're going to actually start trying to live the happy life you want to live, actually trying to be the change you want to see in the world. But you're going to have this real like anger, cutting you. Yep, you're cut off. You're just going to have this moment. And for some of these divine masculines, I do feel a small bit of resentment. And it's not directly to us divine feminines, because obviously everything is a reflection, everything's a trigger. I feel like some of them are almost going to try and project it onto us, but they're going to realise, all these negative thoughts that they've had about us, about the journey, about the relationship, is all just bullshit from their ego. They're going to realise that they've just created this negativity in their minds themselves. They're going to realise that they have projected some of this anger out onto us. I'm hearing that so clearly right now. Oh my gosh. Because there is still resentment lingering in the air. There really is. There really is still some resentment, but they're going to realize they've caused it themselves. It's within themselves. It was never about us. It's always been about themselves, just like us divine feminines. I've come to the realization it was all about us the whole time. Because we are mirrors, we are reflections. I love this Temperance card, you guys. Love it. They've had to go through all this crap, literally, just like us. They're going to start really understanding, connecting more with themselves, because they're changing their ways. They're trying to be and embody the change they actually want to see in the world, rather than just projecting it out to other people, giving other people guidance and not actually following your own. They're actually going to start trying to be the change they want to see in the world. They're going to start communicating with themselves more in a healthier way, connecting with themselves, connecting with their higher self, spirit, actually trying to find that balance as much as they can, being patient, being calm. And so many of them, it's like they're waiting for a sign, and yeah, they're waiting for a sign. Some of them are going to really start connecting more with spirit. But it's like they can feel our energy too, obviously. We can always feel each other's energy so strongly. But for some of us divine feminines, even though some of us may think we're ready, a lot of us aren't really ready, because if our divine masculines came to us right now, what would we say? How would we react? Would we start projecting all our anger and hurt onto them? Would we open our arms with unconditional love? Would we sit and listen to them and be patient like they want? They're really starting to come into this understanding and patience, but the more they're connecting with themselves, they're also looking out for some of the signs. I mean, the signs and synchronicities have been literally everywhere for us, twin flames. But they're really starting to connect with these signs and synchronicities everywhere. Like their third chakra is definitely, their third eye chakra is definitely opening a lot. Their conscious awareness of themselves, of the world, of this journey, why they've gone through this stuff with the divine feminine, why they've gone through this stuff in life. Yeah. Okay, so I've got two cards that fell out. So on top of the Knight of Wands and the Temperance card that you just saw, we've got pleased with myself, I smile inwardly, satisfied. So divine masculines, what brings you satisfaction? What does it feel like inside? What stops you feeling satisfied, and how can you overcome it? Oh gosh. Now I'm trying to hold back happy tears, even though the energy is still so overwhelming right now. I'm grateful for my life. Everything is just as it should be. My life is full and complete. And they're really going to start to come into that knowing for themselves, which they really need to, because they need to be satisfied with themselves, because for majority of their lives they just haven't. These divine masculines, they just really haven't been happy with themselves for so long, if ever. So I just think it's so beautiful that they're finally going to start to connect with themselves more, connect with their heart more, connect with their spirit more. Yeah, I'm really proud of you divine masculines, and I'm proud of us divine feminines too. And they have the Knight of Wands. Wow. If I could describe this energy to you from these divine masculines, it's like they're charging forward with their communication. It's literally like the energy I feel from them, it's literally like I can feel them. Like if I'm standing outside and you suddenly have like 3 or 4 cyclists just about to zoom past you, you feel all that energy rushing from behind. I can literally feel that from these divine masculines. It's like they're starting to charge forward in their knowing. They're grounding. They know that this journey is meant for them. They know that they're meant to be in union. They know that this is their divine life purpose. They're really starting to charge forward in that knowing, that trust, that love, that healthy communication, not only with themselves, with the divine feminine and the 5D, trying to come forward as best as they can in the 3D, trying to not be fearful of the reaction of us divine feminines when they do come forth. I'm hearing like it's starting to think about us more in a higher way, like not on a pedestal, but because they're connecting more with themselves and they're experiencing that higher love, the higher vibration, the abundance. For a lot of the divine masculines who have tried to project their own wounds and their own hate and hurt onto us, and they've started to communicate healthier with themselves, it's like they're starting to communicate with themselves and to us in a healthier way, in a happier way, in a more positive light, not holding on to this resentment and hurt and heartbreak, realizing that literally everything that's happened was for a reason, and this whole journey is actually a blessing in disguise, because how else are we going to find ourselves if we don't dig deep? And on top of that, we have the I can, I will, the brave card. Oh my gosh. What does it take for you to be brave? What has been your hardest challenge? I can literally just hear like 100 different messages from divine masculines, from divine feminines. Oh my gosh, I think this journey's been the hardest. How did you cope? And the affirmation is, I am brave, I am strong, I am fearless, I am my own hero. You really are. Divine masculines, you really are your own hero. And divine feminines, you really are your own hero. I love this card. And it came over the Nine of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Four of Wands. I'm telling you, they're really charging forward in their knowing and their trust. They know that this union is the best love that they'll ever have, and it's taught them about themselves so much. And I said for weeks now, I could feel all the twin flame souls merging so much in the 5D, because as above, so below. Literally. And we've had to wait for these divine masculines to get into this knowing, get into this trust. Understand that this is a higher love. It's the love that they've literally always asked for and dreamed of, because I know for myself, I've always asked and dreamed of this kind of love. And going through the separation phase of my divine masculine soul deep, like, I realised they're the person that I've always dreamt and fantasized about my whole life. And I'm so grateful for this journey, and I can feel the gratefulness of the divine masculines, not only for having this journey with the divine feminines, but the fact that so many of us divine feminines have stayed strong, we've stayed patient, we've gone from all the anger and hurt into unconditional love, and they feel that change. They're able to change and grow and be brave because we've helped them be brave, because we were brave ourselves. Yeah, I'm just... sorry you guys, I was trying not to cry. I could just feel so much love. I could just feel so much love and bravery, and I just feel overwhelming proudness that we really are coming to that point of alchemy in our union where we're actually starting to get fully on the same page. We know that this union is divine, it's a higher love, it's the greatest love. We know we've had to go through all this through learning what love really is. And the divine masculines are really going to understand that. Oh, wow, okay. So those are the messages from the divine masculines to the divine feminines. A lot of the same cards, but I feel like it's catch-up season. Obviously, some of them are still going through their tower moment heavily, and we're still feeling their energies, but they are transforming, guys. I know we've been so patient for so long, a lot of us divine feminines, and sometimes it's really not as quick as we'd like, but as I keep reminding myself, we wouldn't want our divine counterparts, the love of our lives, we wouldn't want them to come back to us when they're still not ready, because when they come back and you guys are back in union, you won't ever part. You will work through thick and thin no matter what, so they have to be ready, and so do you. And I'm so proud of you divine masculines, I'm so proud of you divine feminines. I love you all so much. I'm sending you so much love and positive healing energy, and I just want to thank you all. I'm so grateful for all the beautiful souls I've connected with, that I speak to in the comments, that are liking, subscribing, sharing my videos. Like, I love you all so much. I love connecting with so many of you in the comments, and so many of us have such similar stories. It's like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. Like my soul family, I love you all so much. I'm sending you so much love and healing energy. Take care of yourselves all the time. Keep nurturing yourself and grounding yourselves. I love you. You are worthy. You are special. You are deserving of love. You are light. You are beautiful. I love you all. Check out any details in the description down below, and if you like this video or if it resonates, then you can subscribe or like or comment down below. I love you all so much. Stay blessed, stay warm, stay healthy. Namaste. Bye beautiful souls.